All right, so I post this one on X, but I'm just gonna briefly walk you through what I am seeing here. So when you look at this one, so this is A, right? This thing pops and then pull back. So right now, this thing is by the way on the right side is GME 2024 in April, right? And then this is when Roaring Kitty start to before Roaring Kitty come back, but I think Roaring Kitty start to buy calls and shares in here or something like that, right? And then blow up the create a gamma squeeze there. But I think he did that on purpose. I think there's a reason for it. And then as you can see, this box here, I just noticed that. And then the way I found this one was because I saw this thing where like, okay, this thing comes up here, pop, this is B, pull back down, right? Pull back down. And then the third one, that's a C. Maybe this one, there's a pullback, right? So we saw that. And the other thing is I actually was comparing between 2021, how AMC squeeze happened, right, in January. I was actually tracking with that, and then I realized that I thought it was supposed to push up, but there's dragging a little bit further. So I was like, okay, the fractal changes here. What fractal are they using right now? And I remember back then, after this drops and a little bit of a sideway, I remember GME also did that. They created 3 thumb waves here, 1, 2, 3, and before shooting up. I started noticing that in RSI and then chart. I'm gonna show you here. So when you look at this one, so after you hit the bottom in this D phase here, it hit the bottom, right? Comes up, come down like that, right? Comes up, come down. And then after it hit the bottom, this thing start to pushes up, right? Which is here. This thing also pushes up. So I'm gonna change to 1 hour, actually 2 hour. Maybe is it 1 hour better? Let's see. Yeah, there you go. It's a lot clearer. Okay, there you go. So so you see how I'm gonna tone this one down. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna change the color, maybe blue. You see how this thing had a pullback, pop, pullback, pop, and then it does certain things where like it goes up and then down like that one more time, like that, right? Very similar. Anyway, RSI hit the bottom. What happened after? It pushes up. Wow, it looked exactly the same. And what happened after that? There's a pullback, pull down, and it's like they create some sort of a thumb waves here, right? Go up and down 3 times. It did exactly the same thing on AMC. 1, 2, 3. Holy shit, right? So what's after? This is what you see here. So after this creating a small bump, it goes to the second step, which is I'll just call it like maybe a bigger staircases. And after that, this is the final squeeze phase. So before final squeeze phase, we have this kind of phase where like go up and go down and then go sideways a little bit until it form a triangle formation, right? So that's kind of what I'm expecting. So I think something's going to happen this Sunday. I know somebody mentioned that there's going to be Rowan Kitty birthday is like today or tomorrow or something, and then I think he's going to tweet. Okay, in my opinion, not NFA. I don't know him personally. I have no idea who that is. But I'm just saying, based on this TA that I'm analyzing, something's gonna happen to create a gap up, and then blow the stock up, and then we are heading into GME earning. And there's a reason why after 2 days apart, there's a shareholder meeting, and after that, boom, right? Something's gonna happen. And then I think what's interesting is this pullback, and I'm gonna come back to this after this. So anyway, so you see how this thumb waves was created, so that's complete, right, on AMC. If Rowan Kitty actually tweets, this thing just blew up to $4, even like way above $4, and then I mean, we'll see if this thing will go this way. Based on this fractals and the size. If AMC actually hit this level, like $8, like above $7, $8 level, I mean, this thing when it comes to final short squeeze phase, I think this can easily go 100. Okay, and I don't know, maybe because there's a gap here, right? There's a gap at $86. So I think this time the size is enormous. Okay, this is more than I expected. It might be maybe $40, it might be 80, I don't know. But all I'm saying is this thing, I think they're making a bigger squeeze here, bigger than last year May. Okay, so just don't miss that chance. Not financial advice, but that's kind of what I'm looking at. So Roaring Kitty tweet, create a gap up, and then earning, pullback, and a shoulder meeting, boom. And then interest rates. There's a from Japan interest rate hike, which is on June 17, Tuesday. And as you can see, based on these fractals, there's a huge pullback, right? There's pullback. At the time, GME went up about 80%, sorry, 50% or something like that, right? High 50%. So if AMC right now, it's very interesting because it actually matches very similar. Okay, let me see. So from the bottom of the April 23rd to this top, it went up about 20%. Okay, right now AMC from the bottom to the top, it's about 50%. Okay, so the size is a lot bigger. Okay, so 54, holy shit, divided by 20. So it's about 2 times, right? 2 times 2.7. So this was 50%. So you do, multiply by 50, that will give you 135 when you actually put a measurement here. Yeah, there you go, 135, $8. Perfect. So if you see AMC hit 135, if you see AMC go up 135%, up to $8 level by Monday or Friday, I mean not this coming Monday, but next Monday or this Friday, then you know the next squeeze phase here. Let's measure how much it went up. This one's from here to the top, about 375. So you 2.7 by 307, that will give you 1,000%. Okay, so from here 1,000% is about here, so $80. Okay, there you go. So it might be slightly lower than what you see here to $200, but you see there's a gap here at 87. Maybe this gap will be filled. Okay, so I mean I think I won't be surprised if this actually happened, because it's time. You know, it has been suppressed so much, they've been fucked around so much. Now we are in that kind of market crash point for those big tech stocks and Bitcoin. Now this meme squeeze happened, right? It's the same situation as 2009 or 08. There's the Volkswagen squeeze happened. When everything crashed, Volkswagen squeeze. Okay, so that's kind of where we are, I think. So I think this week is extremely important. So I really want to see how this thing plays out. But if I'm right, you're gonna see, if you see AMC $8, oh yeah, like shit, it's gonna like blow up shit like big tons. Anyway, so there's gonna be a Japanese interest rate decisions gonna be made on June 17th, which you see there's a pullback. So I think something's gonna happen from Japan. They might they might hike the interest rate, maybe more than expected. Right now I think maybe 0.5 or something. Maybe they increase 1% or something. I don't know. Anyway, so they're gonna increase it, shock the market, but at the same time it has to pull back, right? So that's what you're gonna see. You hit the you go up so much, you're gonna go down so much. So just make sure. I learned a lesson. To me, like, not, this is not financial advice. I learned a lesson because really up to people how to trade, right? Some people like to trade. Some people buy shares. I mean, that's completely fine. Whatever you do, I learned a lesson that I remember I had a GameStop option here. This thing went up 1,500%. Okay, I remember. I remember actually took a screenshot, but after this pullback, my call options got destroyed. Okay, so whoever you whatever you play, like, it's up to you how you make strategy, and then play whatever you want to play, but just be careful those pullback. I know I might be wrong, but I'm just saying that there's a possibility. So yes, GME went up. My call went up about at the time I had a call options at I forgot how much was it. I think it was about I forgot how much was it, but anyway, this thing went up this much, about 1,500%. Okay, let me actually check. Let me check how much call option I have. I think I have a screenshot. 1 second. Let's see. I think this one. Yeah, you see this one. So my GME call options back then. You see how went up? Oh yeah, 1,700. So my May 17, I had a May 17 call option. Back then it was $25 call. And I remember back then, this is a screenshot that I took a screenshot when it hit the top, okay? This thing got destroyed. This 1,700, this percentage dropped to fucking 500, okay? So you just have to be careful with it. And I'm not giving any, I'm not an advisor, so I can't really say anything, but just be careful. If you see something like that, like AMC, like you move like this much, like maybe this week or next Monday, right before Japanese interest rate decision, just be careful, okay? Your call might be destroyed like shit, okay? Just be careful. So I think if you are a short-term trader, I think it's you just have to be wise enough to when to take some profits, okay? Because call option is not a share, right? You can't just hold on to it and you lost fucking 1,000%. You just erase like just within 2 days. So I learned a lesson that once I see this, that's why I'm doing this a little bit more tighter, right? Than last time. Last time I didn't have a lot of history of this thing, but now we have got the history that Rowan Kitty made. So you use that same formula, but it just matches perfectly. Rowan Kitty beat birthday. He might tweet GameStop earning, shareholder meeting, squeeze. I mean, go up, and then pull back by Japanese interest rate, decision. Okay, makes sense. It's just perfect. Setup is there. And then after that, next day, June 18, we have a US interest rate decision from FOMC. I don't know what they're gonna do, but they might do something, okay? And then go sideways, and they're gonna destroy your call, okay? So just make sure this is, I think, June OPEX. So a lot of things will happen between now to June OPEX. I'm just letting you know, if you see something like this type of a movement, just be sure when to take profits. If you have a June OPEX, don't just wait until here, because your call will be destroyed a lot. So this week is extremely important to me. So that's AMC. And let's take a look at GME. It's the same thing, but it's really weird at how they actually form this way. AMC, when you look at AMC, the fractal looks perfectly fine, right? It matches very nicely, how they actually formed it here in May 24, not May 2024, last year, May, right? It perfectly fine, right? This is GME, end of April, May, early May. It matches perfectly. They're just creating a bigger run this time. It took about 9 days to create this, right? From here to here. It took about 40 days to create here to here. Actually, not that much, actually. Maybe somewhere. What was it? Is it Friday? Was it Friday? Yeah, here. So about 36 days. So if you actually multiply by 36, actually this is supposed to come down here a little bit. You have to be a little bit more precise to calculate this whole thing. So it has to be Friday. So 37 days. Okay, so 37 days divided by 9. So they'll give you exactly 4, right? So it's like 4 times lower than last year May, which means that and then after this will take 11 days. You multiply by 11, you give you 45 days. So you apply 45 days here. They'll roughly give you an idea when this thing will pick. That's July 22nd. Okay, so roughly July 22nd is the peak of the squeeze, in my estimate, but it might be wrong. So don't follow this thing. Okay. GME, let's take a look at it, right? It's very interesting, it's very interesting. I mean, I'm going to show you why. When you look at AMC, because you can just focus on GME, I know people who just focus on GME, everything will move together. Even look at FFAI. I got some calls for FFAI, because FFAI looks ridiculous. Look at this. This went up a fucking 7,000%, right? When Rowan Kitty came back last year May. That really tells me that, I mean, this stock this stock is added to a basket stock for some reason. I don't know why, but that's what market maker did. Maybe they need a liquidity. I don't know. But right now, I'm gonna come back to this. This is a little bit difficult one, but I'm gonna come back to this. But right now, GME, you look at AMC, you look at GME. AMC is not gonna just have a big squeeze without GME, right? Something has to happen with all together, which means that I took a look at GME. When you look at the chart, it looks like shit, right? It looks like what the fuck is this, right? But when you actually have that thought, bring that thought from AMC to GME, and then you actually apply the same logic here. Okay, it looks quite, it mimic quite similar, right? So let's kind of dive into this one, okay? So suddenly from here, GME start to creating this type pattern. Some look like a bird, look like a seagull or something, You see how there's a wing here, and there's this thing here. I mean, it looks like a dick or something, But anyway. It looks like shit. The chart looks like shit, but you see how when you break it down to RSI and stuff, it actually matches. So you can look at this. Like they actually did a lot of stuff here, but maybe they really want to confuse the short sellers, right? But anyway, go up slightly go up. They actually did it here, but it was really fast, right? They go up, right? And then B, this is B. Right, B is the fractals where like they go up a little bit and pull back. They go up a little bit, there's a pullback. This one actually they drag it down quite a bit, right? Now we are heading into C. C phase is where like go up and then slightly sideways and pushes up, right? Go up, right, and pull up. Like they do this kind of weird stuff, but they just go up a little bit, like third times like that. They just go up, and after that they announced the BTC the acquisition, right? So they dropped the thing, but because the fact that Coco, it's okay. 1 second. It's okay, Coco. So because the fact that they announced the BTC, right, the acquisitions, the buyback, right, it's not buyback, the purchase, Bitcoin purchase, the algo run fast, right? So when you think about the speed of algo, they actually accelerate the speed of algo by announcing Bitcoin purchase, right? And something just dump, right? So when you look at these fractals here, from the top to the bottom, just focus on this red box. This red box speed up so fast here at this stage, okay? That I mean, it's hard to match the fractals, but from here, instead of going this way, this fractal itself, when you just focus on the downward fractals, basically it kind of squeezes into like this, which is extremely fast. You see, they drop it like that, like this way. You see now? So this fractals run so fast that they create this thing here. So they completed this D fractals. You see? So next fractal is this fractal, which is this one. Go up, right? You see how this thing had to come down? So this D fractal was actually completed here, not there. So it was my mistake. I actually didn't realize that. I didn't realize it was that fast. But it was actually this one. So it was really, really fast. Instead of going sideways like that, it run really fast. So next fractal is this E phase. So which means GME is about to run. Okay? So one second. So D. So this is D. So GME chart looks like shit, but that's how they make it. So go up from D, from the bottom, pushes up, put one more down. So that created the first thumb waves, right? First thumb wave is complete. The second thumb wave, there you go. You see RSI, second thumb wave complete. Okay, there's a third thumb wave, right? Third thumb wave was complete. Thursday, the last one. Last one is like a little bit of a pullback, right? You see, There's a after this 1, 2, 3 is complete. There's maybe a fourth one. I mean, it doesn't look like fourth one, but there's a little bit of pullback before begin the run, right? So GME is about to run, which means Rowan Kitty will tweet. Okay, he's gonna tweet on Sunday. I think something's gonna happen here that create a gap up or some sort of a massive upside, and then kick off the cycle. And who can do that? I don't know. Maybe GameStop can announce something. But Rowan Kitty's birthday is today or tomorrow or something, and yeah, it just can kick off the cycle. And GME earning, shareholder meeting, boom, boom, boom. It set it up perfectly. Okay. As I mentioned again, yeah, I've been keep repeating same thing, but there's a Japanese interest rate. So if you see, based on this fractals, and the size, maybe I didn't have a perfect size here, but I'm just kind of have it matches just roughly. If you see GME above $50 or 55, I think that's the top for June OPEX. Okay, if you have I know there's a lot of people who play call options for June. If you play June options, just be careful. Once again, I share with you just now that I had a May last year call with GME, went up a 1,700%, right? 1,700%. This thing get destroyed up to down to 500%. So basically 1,000% gone like this. Okay. So, but you don't know what is top. Okay. So that screenshot was happened here at the top. And when this thing pull back about 30% pullback, how much was it? This is not even 30%. How much was it? About 15% pullback. My calls destroyed, right? 15% down to 500%. Sorry, 1,500% to 500%. So yeah, 1,000% can be erased. So just be careful if you play options. And there's a Japanese interest rate decision. And on June 12th, so I think something's going to happen that have all the market will crash, all the market will pull back, and then a U.S. interest rate hike decision, and then after that maybe it pop a little bit and then go sideways, and then this is June OPEX. Okay, so I think if you see this huge upside from GME, and let's calculate how much it will go roughly. Okay. So from bottom to the top, it went about 17% or something, right? 18%. Okay. So right now, GME from the bottom to the top, 37%. Okay. So you pull out calculator, and then you put 37 divided by 18. It gives you a perfect 2, right? So which means that they're gonna run 2 times exactly bigger than last year May run, right? So if this thing goes up to 50%, that means this thing will go up to 100%, right? So you apply 100%, they'll roughly give you about $60, $60, right? Somewhere $60. So if you see somewhere between like 55 to 60. I think that will be the top for June OPEX, right? NFA, and then a huge pullback after that, right? This thing, if it goes higher, oh my God, this will have a 30% pullback. And then if you still hold your call options for June OPEX or June, and if you don't sell right time, your call will be wiped out. Okay, I'm just warning you, right? I'm just warning everybody. So just be careful with calls. And then after that, go sideways, create a huge a triangle formation like this one. I think I don't know what's the cause of it, but I think they might announce a merger. Okay, merger with who? With BBVY. Okay, they're gonna merge with BBVY, and maybe they might merge with other thing, right? Maybe BBVY could come back itself, because right now BBVY is ready. Okay, they are ready for re-emergence, right? They wipe out $4 billion from $5 billion. They had a total of 5.2 or $5.4 billion liability, and and then those liability reduced down to a 1 billion or 1.4 or 1.2 billion right now. So they reduce the debt. They spin off Bye Bye Baby. They're ready, right? They're ready to go, right? It already got spinned up too. So they're gonna maybe file Chapter 11 exit. I don't know. Maybe something will kick off during this between now and July. So as BBY come back, or maybe BBY merger, they're gonna send this up, okay? And then GameStop will have a short squeeze, more than a couple $100 or something like that. So that's, I think, will happen in July. So just watch out for those kind of stuff. Just make strategy on your own. Not saying that this will go this way, but I'm just saying if GME go up to this level, 50 whatever 60 level, just make sure you make your positions. Don't just hold on to your calls, because your calls can get wiped out if there's any significant pullback. And I think July is gonna be the final short squeeze phase, and watch out for 714. And I think as I actually mentioned about the timeline, let's actually apply this timeline here. From here to here takes about 9 days. From here to here, not here, from let's say Friday, right? Friday. It took about 31 days, right? So you pull out your calculator and then put a number, 31 divided by 9. They'll give you a 3.4 delay, right? 3.4 times delay. So you multiply by how much it took about from here to squeeze level. That's 11 days. You add 11. They'll give you a month, more than a month, 37 days. So you add the timeline here from Monday to 37 days. Let's just give you 38 days. They'll give you July 15. So July 14th, so 741, right? So maybe something is gonna happen 741. They're gonna use that number for sure. If they don't use this number, that's not BBBY. I mean, that's not Teddy, right? So yeah, 741. Watch out that date. Final squeeze ends on July 15 or something like that. But just be careful with call options, But yeah, just don't fuck. I mean, don't fuck it up, right? Don't screw it up. Just make sure you do your own thing. Don't be too greedy. I got greedy. I got burned. Fuck so much. There's a lot of times I could make a lot of money, but there's also times that I lost money because I don't know when to take profit. Fuck. So don't make mistake. So that's pretty much kind of what I can give you for GME, AMC. KOSS. And FFAI, I'm gonna finish with that, and also DJT. I know DJT is very interesting. Like I think PP also post this one that DJT did some sort of a 20 billion or something. 20 billion. Where's that post here? Yeah, so Trump, he posts that he wants to probe into a stock manipulation, blame short seller, naked short seller for loss. He started to create a narratives where like, okay, I'm gonna fucking, watch out your backs or something like that. I'm gonna destroy you. So he's pointing fingers to naked short sellers. So he's creating those narratives, right? So when you look at this, DJT raising 12 billion, right? That's really interesting. And then that 12 billion, I think maybe it's something related to BBBY, maybe, because I think somebody mentioned that BBY was mentioned in the BBY docket. Actually, there was a BBY docket says they have something with DJT, okay, the war or whatever. And then there's a Hudson Bay Capital, they're anchor investor for BBY and DJT. So I think maybe they could merge. I don't know. So even DJT will create a huge gap up. Okay. I think somebody mentioned about this one. Okay, this guy, Citizen. Yeah. This guy said, this is a BBY docket. Okay. So you see how, Tamar Donikian, she is a spec and merger specialist from I think Kirkland and Ellis, okay? And you see how Duoc was mentioned in the filing. And I was like, what the fuck? Why Duoc was mentioned? But that, as you know, this Duoc was spec for current DJT. So something is happening, right? I don't know. It's like yeah, like I said, mega merger, right? So this is really interesting. So based on Duoc, likely referred to digital acquisitions. This was SPAC, right, before DJT. Yeah. So I did remember that this docket is 2023, November. Duoc was mentioned in the BBY filings. BBY still hasn't come out yet. What if they merge? And then you know what's interesting? I've been kind of mentioning this before. There's a way to destroy short sellers, and that is a merger and spin-off. When you look at number 6, there's a merger or spin-off. So for example, BBY has a subsidiary, Bye Bye Baby, that got spinned off, right? But they haven't merged yet. They haven't announced the merger yet. But if they merge, what happened, right? Let's say BBY actually has a lot of short interest back in 2021, right? So this is the data I have from Yahoo Finance. Look at this. This is GME short interest back then, 2021. BBY has 80% short interest, and next is AMC, okay? And AMC back then, 2021 January, they went up to 1,000%, right? BBY still has 80% short interest, and it didn't pull that much back then, but they actually had a similar type of a pop, right? But it didn't squeeze that much, like compared to GME or AMC or KOSS. But they still kept those short interests until the bankruptcy. When they before bankruptcy, when it was about 90% short interest, and then they filed Chapter 11, and then they decided to delist the shares by filing Form 25 and all that kind of process. And then what if they do merger, right? What happened? Well, all the short interest piled up onto BBY or Duoc, I mean now DJT, they have to cover with the new shares, and they'll create a short squeeze. That's the way to destroy naked short sellers. Okay, so what if they do that? Well, interesting thing is when you look at this is DJT, by the way. Looks like chart looks like shit, but it looks like something's there. So when you actually maximize it and look at the whole thing, I'm gonna show you now. I'm just gonna go through a little bit here. Look at this blue box, okay? So this thing's how they start, go up and down, and then they tank it down so much, and then after that they bring it up, and then when you actually from here to the bottom, to this bottom, it formed perfect triangle shape, right? Same as this one. You find the top, right? It formed perfect triangle shape. You see, right now. So I think, so from here to here, they tank it down even more, right? That's where it was from here to here, right? And after that, it goes up, right? They go up and down like that, and they have a pullback, right? They did some sort of 12 billion offering, whatever, but they go down. Now they set it, which means, instead of going through this sideways until August, they basically speed up the algo. To say speed up the algo, which is this fractals finally at the end. So I took this fractals from the partial fractal from here, and then when you look at it, it matches perfectly, which means they run the algo fast by announcing offerings. Where are they gonna use the offering? Maybe with the merger, I don't know, but they're in the spot where also creating a huge gap up. Okay, like something's gonna happen here, guys. I have no idea, but something's gonna happen this coming week that it will create a huge gap up entire basket stocks, which means that they're gonna announce a major merger, right? And then DJT like just go up to that much, but DJT I think it will go up to like $100 level. Okay, so something's gonna happen. I have a feeling that it's not even feeling. This is all based on also technical, right? So they work with the technical. They're ready to go. What are they gonna announce? What catalyst do they have to shoot this up? The only thing that they have is merger. So if DJT, GameStop, I don't know about GameStop yet, but maybe DJT and maybe BBBY announce merger, this thing goes sky to the moon, right? Because they have to cover their short positions before they actually do merger or something, you know. So something's gonna announce on Monday. I mean, this could be maybe the action of from Roaring Kitty tweet, maybe YOLO tweet, YOLO post. I don't know. Something's gonna happen, guys. Something is going to happen that is gonna blow up the entire basket stock, and then create a giant short squeeze. And then when you see that, Bitcoin, watch Bitcoin, guys. I've been mentioning since January. Not many people like to listen, but you're gonna see it that Bitcoin will go 50k, guys. 50. Okay. From here, second wave, we're at the third wave. This is start to coming down. Okay, we're just right there. 2021's April 11th. You're gonna see a Bitcoin crash up to 50k, 50% down. Okay, that's where we at. And then during that time, GameStop will squeeze, basket stock, AMC, whole basket stock squeeze. All right, BBY come out, I think, on this phase. Okay, that's why it take this much, right? That's why Ryan Quinn, Carl Icahn, they're very strategic, active investors. They don't fuck around, right? They know the cycle. Even retail investor like me can see this cycle. They already knew long time ago. Okay, they work with many analysts, right? Like, even I can see it, they can see it a lot further. Okay, so something's gonna happen, guys. Last one, KOSS and FFAI. Maybe I skip KOSS or something, because KOSS is not really many people like to, but KOSS is still there. You know, I mean, KOSS. Let's just look at fractals, right? Look at KOSS. This is July fractals, by the way. You know, I mean, they pop in July for, by itself, and there's a reason why they pop itself, right? There you go. It fit perfectly. KOSS has to go somewhere. You know what I mean? KOSS can just go down like that. And as I show you before, that that even GME, AMC, the whole basket, they're ready to fucking rip. And then what's that catalyst? I don't know. Will it be merger? Will it be BBY exit, Chapter 11 exit? What is it? I don't know. Okay, nobody knows. I don't know. I'm not insider. I have no idea. But all I know is just tracking this the fractals, and then just analyzing the indicators. Something is going to gap up. Something's going to happen. You see this gap up here? This is going to happen, right? You see from merger. I mean, not merger. Sorry. You see from DJT gap up, right? You see there's a DJT gap up about how much is going to happen. DJT gap up, right? About 35%. Okay, even KOSS. Okay, when you compare to this, how much it went up from the bottom to this level, this went up about 20% roughly. From bottom to current level, about 58%. Okay, KOSS is gonna squeeze. It's like massively too. So if you put a number, it's gonna be bigger than the run is gonna be bigger than July by 2.7%, right? So if you divide by multiple by how much went up, this one went up about let's see, from here to top, roughly 300%. So I'm just gonna add up rough. So it's gonna go up to 800%. Okay, KOSS. So if you add 800% from here, yeah, something like that. Yeah, KOSS will hit like 40 something. You think I'm joking? I think this is ready to go, guys. Like, holy shit, it's gonna be on the news and shit like that. And then, yeah, we are repeating that cycle again, 2021, but it's really big this time. I'm scared, to be honest with you. This one up 6.7%. So if you so 6.7 by 2. how much was it? 2.4, 16%. So if KOSS can gap up 16%, yeah, like you know what the fuck is going to happen, right? Like what catalyst can create a gap up about 15-16% to KOSS, right? What can happen to create a gap up to 35% to DJT? You think about it, like something's gonna happen. I think this is bigger than Roaring Kitty tweet. I think something's gonna announce. I think it's related to breaking the basket, which is I think BBBY, isn't it? The entire basket is gonna squeeze. What catalyst can be there? If you guys know, if you guys have any idea what catalyst out there that blew up the whole basket stock next Monday or coming Monday, just comment down below. FFAI also, this is gonna be the final one, guys. Is it very interesting as well. I've been tracking this. I know there's some difficult stop that difficult spot where I was trying to figure out where it was, but I did find out where it was. Okay, this is last year December. FFI created some sort of a fractals and run itself about 200% or something, right? From here to here. So for me, when I look at this as a market maker's perspective, the market maker had to possibly test their fractals before they create a big one. I mean, they have to test some fractals before they actually use it, right, for big squeeze. So I think it was a test. How they actually run the KOSS in July by itself last year, right? And I think it was a test, right? They have to test the fractals before they actually use it right now. So I brought the fractals. It matches perfectly. How I was waiting for this drop, because if a market maker using these fractals, they're gonna pop this up here before run. They're gonna pop this up. They're gonna have a pullback, a significant pullback, and they actually have that, and that's my final confirmation. And I went in. Okay, I got calls for $2 for FFAI for OPEX. And then after that, I was expecting this sudden pushes up, but I didn't see it, right? I don't see this kind of like rapid movement. Instead, it go up and down like that, right? And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I realized, now you see GME, now you look at AMC, how they're forming QN fractals, and I realized, okay, this is just really their first step. So I actually brought this back down, and I realized, okay, that's kind of where the spot is. And you see how there's a gap up here. Actually, I gotta change this one to a candle. You see how this you see how there's not this one. Yeah, you see how there's a gap up here? This one? There's empty box here, right? There's an empty candle. That's a gap up. So there's a gap up happened here, and that was hold on one second, guys. So this was a gap up, and based on this, how I figured this one out was also RSI. I think RSI is the best indicator for me, I think, to analyze where we at. So as you see, you focus on this one. So this is actually 15 minutes. I'm gonna fucking do the 2 hours maybe. Yeah, so this is green box, right? You go up, down, right? Go up and down. And there's a second one. There's a second one. There's a third one. This is the final one, right? Go up and sharp down. Go up, sharp down. That everything is complete. Everything was complete, right? I was like, okay, this is it, right? This is fucking it. The next one is this one, which is a yellow box here, which I made it here, and that one is here. So that yellow box was complete. And after that is gap up time. Okay? Something's gonna happen, guys. I'm telling you, something's gonna happen this coming week. I think it's bigger than Roaring Kitty tweet. I'm scared. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm scared. I'm scared in a good way. I'm kind of excited, but I don't know what to do. Okay, so you see how this thing pushes up, and pull back down, right? That's this fractals. You see how this fractals go up, right? I mean, this one is kind of rapid movement here. So, but there's 1, 2, 3 step, right? 1, 2, 3 step, right? And pull back, right? There's some pullback and go up and down, go up and down. So everything was complete based on this fractals. So it's like there, and then now it's a gap up time. So based on this from here to the top, this FFAI went up to about 200%. Okay. Right now, FFAI from here to here, this went up about 30%, right? 33%. From here to here, 78%. So it's about 2 times bigger than this one, which means that FFAI can blow up to 400%, right? Is it? I don't know. Maybe less. I don't know. But based on this fractals, this thing I think will hit $4, at least $4. If higher, maybe $6. Okay, that's just my target. So you see how this thing start to gap up, right? Something's gonna happen Monday, and then maybe slight pullback, and then go up, and until the GME earning Tuesday, right? GME Tuesday, GME something happened with GME. This thing blew up together. Everything blew up together, and then pull back a little bit, and the shoulder meeting, right? It set it up shoulder meeting. That's the final fucking like catalyst there. I'm not final catalyst, but I'm saying for this week. And then boom, gap up again, and then boom, pull back by Japanese interest rate decision, right? So I'm just letting you know. I know there's some people who are into FFAI. I mean, small group of people, just to kind of like dip some toes here, like me. Just make sure there's watch out for this week, and also just watch out for Japanese interest rate decision, which is going to happen on June 17 on Tuesday. So I think there's going to be a massive pullback by then. All right, it just perfectly set it up there, and there's a reason why it matched perfectly. If that happens, your call for June will be destroyed. So make sure you take some profits if you see anything like going like high, and then you're like, oh yeah, I want to see more. No. Just make sure. Just gotta be careful. I got destroyed by calls many times. I just show you my GME calls went up to 1600. That went down to 500%. Okay, 1000% call options. A percentage can get destroyed blip of seconds. Okay, within 2 days. So just make sure. Don't be too greedy. Just do your own research. Do your own thing. But I'm just letting you know. Once that's done, what happened to FFAI? That's the question. Because the fact that AMC and GME is in this phase where small bump phase, and after that they're going to go up to the second phase, and they're heading to final short squeeze phase, FFAI is in the same spot in my opinion. FFAI does its own thing, like how they did it with December. And now when you apply the same fractals with this one, it matches perfectly. Which means the FFAI will do this similar kind of thing like here, like with the last year GME fractals, last year May, and they're gonna go sideways, create a triangle formation, and final short squeeze. Boom. There's a reason why there's a gap at $40. There's a reason why a gap at $300. Okay, all this gap. I don't think this go up to 1,000, but at least this thing can hit maybe 40, at least in my opinion. If this thing hit $280, I mean, yeah, sure, that will be really sick. So yeah, something's gonna happen, guys. I mean, if fucking like FFAI went up, like I think this is all tests. If FFAI went up about 7,000%, why not this one go up to maybe that's too much, but you know what I mean, right? Yeah, maybe this is this is 3,000%. So that means if this can go up higher, 20K. I mean, fuck, that's crazy. If you have call options for that, holy shit, you're gonna be like, you don't need to work anymore, or something. But anyway, so that's I don't know what's gonna happen with this company. I have no idea with this company. I just know the fact that maybe something's gonna happen with this one because they're the basket stock, right? It seems like they're kind of. So once you see this number, maybe maybe they can just let this go. I don't know about this company. I don't trust this company. So just be careful with call options. Don't put too much money here. Just be careful with this one. They might dilute all of a sudden. I don't know. Something's going to happen. But if they don't do anything, yeah, maybe like how they go out with the KOSS back in 2021 January, maybe this can be a very explosive too. Who knows? So anyway, so I don't know about this company. Just be careful with this one. I only play June OPEX. Maybe I'll buy some calls for July, maybe August. I don't think they have a July call options yet. Do they have a July? Oh, no, August call option has a much more higher change. So maybe I put some the August calls, but I'm not gonna put too much. Okay. Yeah, something like this, you gotta be careful with this kind of stuff. You never know what's gonna happen. So that's pretty much it, guys. So hopefully, that's about 50 minutes. So yeah, hopefully that covers for this entire week. I'm very excited for this coming week. Hopefully you guys make a lot of money. Just don't screw up like how I did it back then. Just be careful with this one. This is GME, guys. Once again, just be careful with this Japanese interest rate hike decision on June 12th. I think there's going to be something's going to happen. Check out the market. Lots of pullback by then. So, and if GME, AMC, whatever cause, all the basket stock go up even higher than 100%, there's going to be downward for sure. So just keep that in mind. I know you guys are not, amateur. I'm not amateur. I mean, you guys been through so long, so you guys will do better. But when you play call options, especially, and you see gain like 1,000%, you're just like, it's hard to control your emotion, and then sometimes even if what's going on, even though if you know that I have to take profits, sometimes the greed kicks in, right? Everyone, it's just human beings' nature, right? And then if that kicks in and then you decide to hold it, don't be like that. So just letting you know, there's a possible pullback triggered by Japanese interest rate decision by June 12th. So before then, I do expect a nice run, and then hoping a nice week this coming week. So that's pretty much it, guys, for this week. And then I know some people kind of comment on this one, but I'll probably share this one later. But okay. But that's pretty much, guys. Holy shit, like 2,000%, 2,000 people are watching. Holy shit. Touch some grasses, guys. All right, have a good night, and I'm gonna see you next week. All right, take care. Thank you. Bye.